I'm Chelsea Whittington, your host of A Day in the District. A Day in the District is a special program dedicated to sharing with you, the viewer, all the amazing things happening in your Gary Community School Corporation. I am so delighted to welcome back to Season 2 my friend, colleague, and fellow Cougar, Kerchell Hobson, who is our Director of Secondary Education, Curriculum, all the things that have to do with middle and high school. Welcome back, Kerchell.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
You were just laughing at me when I said Season 2.
Yes.
You're a repeat offender on this show.
And it's going by fast. This
It
year
is.
has flown by.
Yes, and I wanted to get you back on because people are always interested in what's going on with the middle and high schoolers. And as we approach the close of the school year, things are really ramping up
Yes, indeed.
in our vision for what's to happen in the new school year, but also what's happening with our seniors. Class of 22, we have our eyes on you. So before we jump into that, there are a few people under a few rocks who don't know who you are.
Okay.
And so please tell them all about your academic history, your connection with the district as a student, and then where you are now.
Okay, will do. Born and raised, Gary, Indiana. Graduated from right here, Gary Community School Corporation. More importantly, West Side
Most important.
graduate. So yes, I'm definitely a Cougar. Started my career as a classroom teacher. Of course, I was actually a science teacher.
Okay.
That's my area, and I love watching my son follow in my footsteps because science is his thing too.
That's the thing.
Yes,
Okay. I don't think I knew that. Science.
Yes,
Nice.
indeed. Yes, science. Went from there, from the classroom, I became an instructional coach.
Okay.
So my job in that role was to help other teachers improve their craft. So a very rewarding position. Went from there and took an assistant principalship. So I was an assistant principal for a period of time, then a building principal, and now director of secondary curriculum right back at home,
Right
full
back at
circle.
home. But I
Gary
really
schools.
have to applaud you, Kerchell, because when you do what you do now, it's not like you're just speaking randomly. You're like, I've been in the classroom.
Oh, for sure.
I've been an instructional coach. I've been a building principal. So listen to me when I'm telling you, here's how I can
have
help.
walked the walk.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed.
So what does being secondary director of secondary director of secondary education mean? What does that entail?
So I'm all things secondary, all things curriculum, the running of the buildings daily, in and out operations of the building, supporting principals, professional development. I could go on and any other duties as assigned
Yes.
by the superintendent.
That's right. For all of us,
as
right?
well. So lots. No day. You talk about a day in the district. No day is the same.
No days are the same. But I find you having a special place in your heart when we talk about things like graduation,
Yes.
credits, and making sure that children succeed. And so I'm going to just jump right in with some of the opportunities that have been afforded our high schoolers, particularly in the area of dual credits. This is a story that does not get told enough. And then when graduation comes around and you have some students who, yay, they've gotten their associate's degree and their diploma at the same time, and people are like, what? How did they do that? So as much as I can, I try to tout and talk about that. So can you tout and talk about that?
Yes, indeed. So currently, the high school administration is working with a group out of Indianapolis called SAIL. It's like the Center for Excellence in Learning. So SAIL is the group that endorses high schools as an early college high school.
Okay.
So there's a process or journey that you have to take in order to become endorsed as an early college by SAIL,
Okay.
which is something that you want to have as a high school because you're giving your students that opportunity to, as you mentioned, earn associates, dual credit, college credits, things of that nature.
Right.
So we're working with them. We're in the process now where we're getting ready to start implementing the Indiana College Core 30
Okay.
is what it is. So what that means is students, while they're in high school, they will take those Core 30 college credits while you're here, saving parents money,
Yes.
giving kids experiences early.
Getting ahead of the game.
Exactly. So you can actually graduate from here as well as Ivy Tech at the same time with an associate's degree, or you can have 2 years under your belt in a bachelor's degree as well.
That is phenomenal. And I'm so excited because I know students who are always looking for additional opportunities, parents who are looking to enroll their
Yeah.
children in things. And so, shameless plug for enrollment here in the Gary Community School Corporation, another opportunity to give your child a leg up and additional opportunities with neighboring and partnering higher institutions of higher learning with whom we partner all the time.
Yes, indeed. Two of those institutions that I have to shout out because they've been phenomenal.
Please do.
Would be Ivy Tech. I meet with Rosie and Mr. Curry almost
Rosie.
weekly. Yes, indeed. Almost weekly, trying to get things organized and in order. Also at Ivy Tech, Miss Candace, Miss Frank. They're very
Indiana
extra.
University Northwest,
IUN.
Dr. Frank,
Yep.
and Candace Rayburn. I know them
Yes,
well
yes,
because they are
indeed.
forever reaching out to talk about enrollment, admissions, and wasn't there a boot camp that was held where our seniors got to go on campus?
Yes, indeed. So recently we took, actually our juniors and our seniors, we took our juniors over for SAT prep
Okay.
At the university. And they were awesome in helping our students to prepare and also to understand why the SAT is so important, for them in their career. So yeah, that went really well.
I
And then-
actually got a call from the chancellor
Yes.
just saying how much he enjoyed popping in and talking to the students. And these are the kind of experiences they need. Would you agree?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
They need it. It's so important to be able to step foot on a college campus and see what it's like and see how the instruction differs from high school and the rigor of it. So it was a great opportunity for our students, our juniors and our seniors.
Nice. Okay, tell me more. What else?
Okay.
What other opportunities for our specifically high school? Because we're going to get to the eighth graders in a minute.
Well, just something that kind of bridges the two together. Recently, like especially our incoming class of 2026 to the high school here, those students will come in the door with credits. So no one is behind, no child left behind.
I love it.
Okay, so you'll either come in, if you attended the Career Center, you'll come in with 4 credits,
Okay.
4 CTE credits. Career and technical education. I know we have a lot of acronyms.
Yes, we do. We
in
speak in letters.
education. Yes, indeed. Or you'll come in with 1 PCC credit, which is preparing for college and careers.
Okay. And I will say, we both know that a lot of these opportunities weren't afforded to us when we were in school. I mean,
Yes,
we knew
indeed.
about the Career Center, but I think there has been a more concerted effort to get the introduction to the trades and other career fields at an earlier age.
Right.
And I applaud the district for that. When we come back, we're going to talk more about graduation, who's actually going to grace the stage, where it's going to be located. I'm so excited for the seniors. It's like I'm a senior all over
I
again.
know.
We have
You're
prom
forever a
coming
Cougar.
up. It is all about being a Cougar. But right now, it's all about being a part of the Gary Community School Corporation family. You're watching A Day in the District. I'm your host, Chelsea Whittington, and we're talking about all the great things happening in the Gary schools. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Don't tell anybody, but I'm a bookworm. I'm one of those very ambitious, highly motivated overachievers you've heard about. When I enrolled in Gary Community Schools, I thought I'd be all alone. Sort of like an anomaly or a unicorn. Turns out, that wasn't true at all. There's lots of us here.
Gary Schools. Strong, resilient, built for education.
Welcome back to A Day in the District. I'm your host, Chelsea Whittington. So delighted and pleased to be here chatting with my friend Kerchell Hobson. She is the Director of Secondary Education. That's our middle schoolers, our high schoolers. You take great care of them. And I have to say, having worked with you the past couple of years, I really do notice your attention to detail and your passion for what you do. And I'm the
you.
type of person, if I see it, I call it, and I'm calling it like I see
I
it. So
appreciate
thank
that.
you. Now, one of your other passions, as you were talking in the last segment, you kept saying our term CTE. which in reference is the Gary Area Career Center as we know it. And we have been doing a lot of work over there, expanding the offerings, using dollars to make improvements of equipment and just the overall aesthetics. We have at the helm none other than Shelley Martin, who is also sat in this seat.
Phenomenal.
And I just want
Yes.
to pick your brain and get an update on the things happening at the Career Center because it's ramped up over there.
Yes, indeed. When I think of Career Center, the first thing I think of, other than our phenomenal leader, Shelley Martin, is WGVE 88.7 FM.
Yes, I think I'm there like 5 or 6 times a week.
Yes,
I can't
indeed.
help it. We're bringing so much programming in. The students are learning so
Yeah.
much. I even took a time to just go chat with them and find
Mm-hmm.
out what they liked about communications, and they are loving that station.
Mm-hmm.
They are loving it.
We have a phenomenal instructors over there. A newer addition to the team is Mr. Jeffrey Smith,
Yes.
who does a phenomenal job. Lots of experience in broadcasting, radio, and television. And our students are learning so much in that program. There's an opportunity coming up soon for them to interview a young group out of LA that's called Futrell.
Okay.
Look them up. They're great. They're phenomenal.
Okay.
They're going to be coming to West Side really soon as a part of an initiative with Dr. McGee and the
Okay.
POP program. So they're
Yes.
going to interview them and show them around our schools. And so that's going to be an exciting experience for them, much like in the industry.
Yes, I will make plans to poke my head in or follow
I'll
or
be front
shadow.
row with
Yes.
Food Trail.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. So, and that's what the Career Center is really all about. It's
Yes.
about getting those experiences in the industry. I think about our culinary program over there with Chef Sam, and they make the most delicious
I
treats.
know. Every
you
time
have
you walk
ever
in there,
had.
it's like, what's cooking today?
Today, apple pie. Tomorrow, cupcakes, and so on. So she does a really good job with the students over there as well. As you know, we have the long-standing cosmetology program over there.
Yes.
We've got 2 phenomenal instructors. I mean, the list goes on
On
and
and on, barbering. And the one thing that I think people fail to realize is that for some of those disciplines, the community can come in and benefit from the services because our students need a certain amount of hours,
Yes,
community
indeed.
service hours, so you can come get your hair cut and things like that. So again, the Gary Area Career Center is wide open for business. Please be sure to visit garyschools.org, click on the Career Center, and they can learn more about all those different,
Yes, indeed.
those different areas that our students study. All right, the big G word, graduation. I had to laugh that shortly after Christmas break, I started getting emails like, okay, it's time to form the committee for graduation.
Yes.
I was like, graduation? But again, I guess that's what the seniors are thinking about and the
Yes.
parents are thinking about, and they got to get ready for college. So rightfully so. So we're almost there.
Almost there. This year, graduation, 2022 graduations. I'm so excited for the seniors.
Yes.
It's going to be June 5th at the Railcat Stadium.
What a wonderful
And
partnership.
that's 4 o'clock p.m. sharp at the Railcat Stadium. The reason we're having it there this year is because we're having so many improvements done on our property. So we had to move it, but we'll be right back on our brand new turf.
That's right. The
For
football
2023
field.
graduation.
Yes, and if ever there's an excuse not to have graduation at Westside, it's because improvements are being made.
Yes, indeed.
And it just so happens that we're recording today on the day that happens to be our very first track invitational.
Yes, indeed.
I'm excited for that.
I am as well.
How long have our students been waiting to get back and then welcome in the community to the home turf, home court
Yes,
advantage, if you will?
yes.
But I digress. Back to graduation.
Yes.
There is a very special individual who will be gracing the stage as our speaker. Drum roll.
Yes, drum roll, please. We have a phenomenal Cougar as well that's coming back. Currently, I believe, an LA resident.
Yes.
His name is Artist Twyman.
Artist Twyman, West Side.
Yes.
Class of 91.
Okay, 91. Okay,
91.
awesome.
He was 1 year behind me, but we went to elementary, middle, and high school together.
Yes.
And many know him because of his mother, Ira Twyman, who ran the Gary Literacy Coalition for 2 decades. Hey, Miss Twyman, I know she's watching.
Yes.
And Artist has been in the field of communications for the NFL 4 years.
Yes, I believe he's the vice president of communications for the Rams.
LA
he has a
Rams.
ring.
He has his Super Bowl ring. And so really
Yes,
that's why we
indeed.
invited you back, artist. We want to see the ring. But no, I'm so excited. So you reached out to him, or we reached out,
Yes.
and he excitedly accepted, right?
Yes, he did. He's so excited to come back home and deliver the commencement speech, and our students are excited. I can't wait to meet him in person. We've been in correspondence over the phone and over email, but I'm excited to meet him in person as well and hear his phenomenal message and his story as well.
He has an amazing journey.
Mm-hmm.
He has roots in Gary that are very deep, and he has a love for Gary to match that.
Mm-hmm.
So, artists, come on home, June 5th. And special thanks to the Rail Cats for reaching out and connecting with us and being willing to host us for graduation.
Yes, indeed.
But you know what, Kerchell, that also relieves some of the pressure of where am I going to sit? Where is everybody going to sit? You know, and I only had 6 tickets back in
Yes.
1990. Dr. Donald Love, may he rest in peace. They were very stringent about, no, grandma, maybe, I don't know. It's like, I
Yes.
have 6 and that's it. But now the community will be able to kind of,
Yes, we will have plenty of room at graduation. I'm so excited for our students.
Yay.
Yes, indeed.
So that's for the seniors, June 5th. Now let's talk real quickly before we end this segment about those incoming freshmen. It's time to commit. So what are we doing? It's time to commit to being a Cougar. What do they need to do? What's going on?
Yes, indeed. So recently, earlier in this week, we brought all of our 8th grade students over to Westside. They had a tour. They met the administrative staff. They did their course requests, which just means that they got to select the courses that they want to take. Because when you come in and you're an incoming 9th grader, you have to choose a pathway.
Okay.
So they choose their pathway and they pick the courses that go along with that pathway. So they're ready. They're excited. But on the 28th, April 28th from 4 to 6 p.m., we're going to have what we're calling Cougar Commitment Night.
I like
So
it.
that's the night as an 8th grader, whether if you're in a district or you're coming in brand new, from a different district, yes, come on, join us. Come on, be a Cougar. And that's the night you commit to Westside Leadership Academy. You can enroll. You'll be able to sit down with the counselor, get your schedule for next year made out. We'll have some goodies and treats and dinner and things for people to eat on, as well as you'll have performances from the Cougarettes will be there.
Oh, my goodness.
You'll have the football team, the basketball team. So
And I want to talk to you about all those extracurricular
Yeah.
opportunities that we have in the district. The time goes by so fast.
It does.
You're watching A Day in the District, but we're not done yet. Stay right there. We're going to talk more things about Cougar Commitment when we come back.
It's gross. I don't really want to talk about it. She didn't want to at first, but I mean, it's no big deal. Everybody does it.
I was ready, totally ready, because we had been practicing this dance for weeks.
He was supposed to take this girl to this dance, but
I sprained my ankle at track practice.
I hate sharing anything personal. It's so disgusting. For the dance, I let her wear my shoes and she hated it, but I thought she looked great in them.
he could barely even walk.
I ended up taking some pills for my pain.
Yeah, they were my mom's, but
It didn't go well.
If it's not yours,
If it's not yours,
if it's not yours,
Hey you,
don't take it.
don't take it.
don't take it.
don't take it. You won't believe what happened next.
Hello, my name is Dr. Paige McNulty. I'm the manager for the Gary Community School Corporation, and I am pleased to be joined today with the Jackson 5 family members, Tito and Marlon Jackson. Hi, how are you? Thanks for being here today.
Not only are we members of the world-famous Jackson 5, but we are proud products of the Gary schools.
Growing up in Gary, our school system afforded great opportunities from academics to extracurricular activities.
And today is no different. This is why we encourage you to enroll your child in the Gary schools today.
For more information, please call 219-881-5466 or visit garyschools.org. And please remember, enroll in Gary Schools today.
Yes,
That's right.
definitely enroll.
Gary Schools.
Strong, resilient.
Built for education.
Welcome back to A Day in the District. I'm your host, Chelsea Whittington, still chatting with my buddy, Kerchell Hobson. And before we left the last segment, we were getting all ramped up and excited talking about Cougar Commitment Night. I love it because that's a strong word. You must commit to being a Cougar because that's a high title to hold.
Yes,
now,
it
you were
is.
saying there were going to be performances and things happening that night?
Yes, indeed. We'll have the basketball team there, the football team, performances by the Cougarette, the Westside Theater Guild. So this is the night that the incoming class of 2026 will get a chance to see all of our extracurricular offerings, and they get a chance to talk to the members of the teams and the clubs, and they can join.
Oh, my
Find
goodness.
out when is football tryouts. How do I join the football team? Because they start practicing pretty early.
Yes.
So if you're interested in those things, you definitely want to be here that night. And also, you'll walk out with your schedule in hand, ready to roll in August.
Fresh meat. I love it.
Yes, indeed.
Our freshmen. I am so excited for them and for those who have yet to experience the Gary Community School Corporation. If you're interested in enrolling your child, please be sure to visit garyschools.org and just click on the enrollment button. Kerchell, before we talk about other opportunities for our middle and high schoolers, can you just speak to Skyward, our student information system, and how we are working so hard to open the doors of communication with parents on the go in a technical environment? Technology is the thing, and so now they can stay connected to us
Yes,
on their
indeed.
phones.
Yes, indeed. So all you have to do is download the app, download the Skyward app. You can see everything from student attendance to student grades. You can find teacher emails and how to get in contact with them, information, special messages that will be going out. So Skyward is the place to, for parents to tune into to stay updated with what's going on with their scholar as well as what's going on in the school.
Yes, and that's so very helpful to me and my team as we push things out. Of course, everybody's not on social media. Everybody may not necessarily go to YouTube. So Skyward affords us another opportunity like, hey, can you push this out to the parents?
Yes, indeed.
And I just want our viewers to know that we are making concerted efforts to stay connected because I never want to hear anybody say, I didn't know. So Skyward, parents, if you have not downloaded the Skyward app, reach out to your homeschool for assistance. Our IT team is available to help you with that as well. Now, speaking of communications, specifically at Westside, I have noticed an increased level of involvement between students and administration in the communication. Now, I have to chuckle about the staff versus student basketball games. That's a whole nother
Yes,
funny
indeed.
thing. But as far as their voices being heard, we have implemented several measures to ensure that they are included, their opinions are heard, from everything from school lunch to paper towels in the bathroom. So talk to me about where we are with that.
Sure. So we have regular, what we call Cougar conversations, where students can sign up to meet with administration at whatever times are allotted on the Google form. So that's something that goes on regularly. There's also a suggestion box in the office where if there's a suggestion or something's going on that they want administration to know about, they can simply slip a sheet of paper in there and share whatever suggestion they have.
Yeah.
And then we're just out. We're visible. We're visible
Yes.
administrators, and we're
Yes.
approachable administrators
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So if anything's going on or there's something that they want to share, we're right there. You're going to see me a couple times a day.
I
Yes,
love
indeed.
it. And I too have been interacting with a lot of the young people, particularly our student ambassadors. They help send the message out to the students and they help bring the feedback back to us.
They do.
And their whole thing is we want to make sure we have senior trips. We just want to have fun. And this is their season. And the pandemic ruined that for a lot of them prior to. So now is everything back in action, prom and all of that?
Yes, indeed. And shout out to the ambassadors and student council because those are some phenomenal kids.
Aren't
they really are.
And our Honor
Yeah.
Society young people who were just inducted. That was great too.
Yes, indeed. So prom is back on.
Okay.
Our prom is Friday, May 6th. Yes, indeed.
I'll be there.
The theme is a night in New York. So it's going to be decorated very nicely almost as if they were at Central Park.
And our
if you
very
will.
own park, Marquette Park Pavilion.
indeed.
I love the fact that everything is in Gary, and look how
Yes.
time flies, and that's where my prom was. Well, never mind when
Mine
it was,
as well.
but it was.
Yep, we won't give any dates.
But that's a beautiful tradition to continue. So
Yes, indeed.
I know that they have to follow the rules and meet all the requirements. everybody can't go to prom, right?
Yes,
What do
indeed.
they have to do to make sure they can participate in senior activities?
So in senior activities, you have to be on track to graduate.
Okay.
Okay, because that's the reason why we're here. Okay, you're a student first, and then there's student activities, but you gotta do your academics.
That's right.
That's what's important. But we do have supports in place for those students that are not on track.
Okay.
So we have efforts such as Support a Senior, where you can be paired with a mentor from West Side or within a district that will help you meet those different criteria that you need for graduation.
That's great. That's great.
Yes,
Support
indeed.
a senior. So we've talked a lot about our seniors, but we know that your area falls with both middle and high.
It does.
And I understand that, with Bailey being the STEM Academy, they have been working toward getting different types of certifications in STEM. How's the STEM program going over there?
It's going great.
Yes.
It really is. They are, as you mentioned, working on their STEM certification. So we recently had a visit from the IDOE, and they came to walk around and
That's
see
the
how STEM
Indiana
is going.
Department of
Yes,
Education.
yes. It's going well. Hoping to
Good.
be STEM certified this year. We should be hearing something in the next coming weeks.
Okay.
I really believe we nailed it.
We
I
can
really
do
believe
that.
that.
We can definitely do that. And we just never have enough time, Kerchell, to talk about all the amazing things happening in the district. But I
Yes.
think that that's a good problem to have. And as we get ready to close this show, I'd like you to take maybe 30, 40 seconds. If there's a parent who's watching, they're on the fence, they've been thinking about it, they've been hearing things in the streets that may not have been totally accurate. Can you set the record straight on why they should enroll or return to Gary schools?
Yes, indeed. So first and foremost, we have phenomenal educators that are here for students. It's students first. Every decision that we make is in best interest of the student. And then the rest of the answer is just basic. Gary schools are strong. We've been here since 1904 or somewhere
So
in
a
there.
long time.
Yeah, a long time. We're resilient. Anything that comes our way, we're going to rise.
We're still standing.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
right.
And build for education.
I love
That's
it.
what we do.
That's what we do.
Yes, indeed.
I think I put a post on social today that says, we work for kids.
We
That's what-
do.
That's what we do. Well, you have been tuned in to an amazing episode today. I'm just so delighted and excited for our young people in chatting with our very own Kerchell Hobson, Director of Secondary Education, all things high school, all things middle school. And I invite you to look Kerchell up. She is doing amazing things on behalf of children. And we're excited to keep you on the team and keep doing what you're doing, Kerchell.
Thank you.
For those of you who are watching, we want to thank you for tuning in. And we invite you to follow the Gary Community School Corporation on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and don't forget our website, garyschools.org, and check out these videos right on our YouTube page. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
WSTG TV.
Don't tell anybody, but I'm a bookworm. I'm one of those very ambitious, highly motivated, overachievers you've heard about. When I enrolled in Gary Community Schools, I thought I'd be all alone. Sort of like an anomaly or a unicorn. Turns out, that wasn't true at all. There's lots of us here.
Gary Schools. Strong, resilient, built for education.